This month's reflection refers to this headline. It appeared 2 weeks ago on Friday, January the 16th. Bad news always appears on a Friday, as people hope that the issue will be forgotten or something worse will happen over the weekend. The headline seems to say that the Catholic Church is bankrupt, and if that were the case, it would be pretty good news for most of us here. However, headlines are for regular folks, not for free thinkers or any other kind of thinker. We're going to engage in that rare activity that involves so much conscious effort on our part to cognitively consider what's going on here. We call that thinking. It's true that the Church, the Twin Cities Archdiocese of the Church, the Chancery Corporation, set up to be responsible for the Twin Cities Archdiocese of the Church, did file for protection under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. But the Chancery Corporation of the Twin City Archdiocese did not file for Chapter 7. It is not going bankrupt and stopping its operations and dividing up the money amongst its creditors. The filing was under Chapter 11. This is a provision which allows a business that has gotten behind on its payments to stop all collections and also all lawsuits so it can keep its head above water while it plans a strategy to get out of this mess. Charity, hospital, and school operations are paid for by funds that have been cleverly isolated from this. Also, this will not stop the operations of the church. As fundraising occurred over the last few years, some parishioners did not want to give their money to the church, fearing it would just go to defend child molesters. The Catholic Church cleverly told them that they had set up a separate fund for the operation and maintenance of the local parish and the church buildings and such. The truth of the matter is that this money was set aside so it could not be available to the victims of child abuse. The 200 parishes will continue to hold Mass. This action stops creditors and stops lawsuits, and this is not the first, but the 12th archdiocese to do this, always on the eve of a case that would have required very embarrassing testimony from bishops and priests. For example, there are 3 important lawsuits which were scheduled to go forward last Monday, January 26th. 2 weeks ago, the Church predictably applied for protection under Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code. The government will appoint a federal trustee. As a matter of fact, it already has, Judge Robert Kressel, and they will create a creditors committee, and they'll set a deadline for filing a claim. Unless you file a claim by that deadline, you won't get any money. However much money the Chancery Corporation decided to set aside and make available to victims, that's all they'll get. This declaration that the church or the local church has gone bankrupt generates a lot of sympathy for the church. It paints the people suing the church as greedy opportunists who want to grab as much money as possible and drive the church into the ground so the work of the Lord and the social benefit of the church can be destroyed. In other words, these people are smart. Where we are idealistic, they are practical. We're making ourselves feel good by voicing our opinions. They are busy behind the scenes rigging the game in their favor. First they win, then they play. So underestimating them is a foolish way to address them, and it's a very dangerous way to approach trying to win a battle against them.